So I've got an area here, we talked about it a few weeks ago, that I'm working on. I've added this heptacodium a couple of years ago, this paper bark maple probably 5 years ago, and then Acusa dogwood 2 or 3 years ago. Even though it's been dry, even though they're in this woods, because they've become established, they're not worried about it. Now, I have planted a dogwood, and you saw me do it probably 3 weeks ago, and I might have killed it. We're going to take a look at that. But before I do that, I'm going to kind of clear this out, let these trees do their thing, and then meet me down at the almost dead dogwood. Oh, well, look at this poor guy. You know, this is a good example that rain isn't enough. We had some good rain, then it got hot. And what I've been doing, after I actually drove down the driveway and I looked over and I'm like, oh no. So for the last couple of days, I just have this dripping for about an hour at a time. What I should have done is I should have mulched this. Now I'm hoping that this is just kind of going early into its fall dormancy, that I didn't kill it. This was one of those $10 trees. You can see the central leaders cut right there, but I'm hoping it comes back. And so all I'm going to do to help things out here a little bit is just give it a little compost as a mulch, as opposed to like a bark mulch. And every time it rains, this compost will release its nutrients. Number one thing when you're mulching, it should not touch the bottom of the plant. And so we'll just kind of spread it around. Should be more of a donut than a volcano. Never volcano mulch. That is the wrong thing to do. And hopefully this tree will be okay, but we'll see. All right, meet me in the vegetable garden. I'm gonna show you how to get those tomatoes to ripen. It's time. You know, with those trees, I should follow my own advice. Water, water, water after planting. Now, I've had lots of people sending me questions. Doug, when are the tomatoes gonna turn red? We've been picking, but some people haven't yet. And one little trick when we get to September is just to cut the tops of the plants off. You don't need it putting energy into these flowers and trying to make more fruit. The fruit is never gonna make it. And so we're just gonna kind of cut the tops off, which kind of puts that plant into panic mode. There's a few up here. And hopefully we'll turn those tomatoes red for you. Tomato season is one of the reasons to garden. We are starting our perennial planting, and that's what's next. Now, let's see what else I can do here. There's one. These are going to go into the compost pile. They look good. Oh, here's one. This is a new one from Burpee called Shimmer. I like that. What's the number one thing we do when we plant perennials? Add compost. Well, I couldn't resist this brand new type of Joe Pye wheat that I saw at the nursery. It's called Pink Frost. Has variegated foliage and beautiful pink flowers. Joe Pye wheat is indestructible. I'm gonna plant it out here unprotected. The deer don't like it, they won't eat it. And all we're gonna do is dig a planting hole, add the compost, mix in some native soil, stick the plant in, pour on the water, and we'll be done. This dirt looks pretty good, actually. We're digging the hole twice as far around as the root ball. Yeah, that doesn't look bad at all. Good average garden soil. It looks pretty good. Check this up a little bit. Okay. And plant it as deep as it was in the container. All right, now all I have to do is go all the way down to where that dogwood is, drag that hose all the way up here and put some water on this. I hate dragging that hose around. All right, I got one more thing to show you, and then we're gonna finish up. That's gonna be nice. Only gets 3 foot tall. Perfect spot for it. Well, you know me, the bargain hunter. This clematis is called Sweet Summer Love, and look at it. 50% off. This was the best looking plant at the nursery. And one trick when planting vining crops like clematis. I'm going to plant this so that it grows up this viburnum. The viburnum will bloom, and then later this will bloom, and it'll make it look like this is part of the vine, or the vine is part of it. Either way, it's going to be beautiful. All right, let's finish up. You don't have to watch me plant this. Fall is one of the most important time for gardeners. In the next few weeks, we're going to be planting lots of cool stuff, bulbs, shrubs, more perennials, trees, and other things too. Now check me out online. That's where you can find lots of other information about gardening and how to join my Seed of the Month Club. Until next week, I got to go down and get that hose and drag it back here. We'll see you then.